Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got my June wrap up for you. Alright, so June has been a very interesting reading month. I had 2 DNFs that I really didn't expect, so let's go ahead and just dive right into everything that I read this month. Alright, so the first book that I finished this month was Shattered Glass. This is the 4th and final book in the Circle Opens series. This was following Triss, and this one I did have a couple of issues with, but like they didn't impact my overall enjoyment of the story. They were just things that I found frustrating in the book. The biggest one being that Kath, who is Triss's student, was disabled at the beginning of this book. He was struck by lightning and the lightning woke up his magic, and that's how he becomes Triss's student because she's a lightning mage, he's a lightning mage, and he very visibly has some difficulties with talking, chronic pain, fatigue, those kind of things, but it just seems that he magically gets better through the whole book, and that I kind of found not great because by the end of the book there's no mention of him being disabled at all. So that brought down my enjoyment of this book just a bit. This still got a 4 to 5 stars, and I still would highly recommend the Circle of Magic and the Circle Opens. Both are really fantastic book series. Next up I finished Switch Hitter. This was one of my favorite books of the month. This was a baseball romance, so it was an enemies to lovers kind of slow burn, falling in love over cooking, and it was just one of the sweetest sports romances I think I've ever read. And I just love that this had a lot of disability rep in it, had a lot of queer rep in it. It had a little found family of sorts, and just overall fantastic way to start a series. It's got 5 out of 5 stars. One of my favorite books of the month. Next up I finished Mr. Villain's Day Off Volume 3. This was just the cutest, and I loved getting to see more of Mr. Villain's Day Off, but also in this issue, or in this volume, we got to see more of the Rangers, like their backstory and how they came to be a team, and just the fact that they are just baffled by Mr. Villain doing his things on his day off. This got a solid 4 to 5 stars, and I would highly recommend this series. It's so sweet. Next up I had my first DNF for the month, and that was The Long Run. This one just came down to the writing style not being for me. It's told in first person, and it's very much the inner workings of a teenage mind of anxiety and guilt, and things are changing in their lives, and that I just could not get past. I think I read the first 70 or 80 pages. The anxiety thought spirals just got me, and I just couldn't finish this one. I do feel like this would be a really great book though for a YA audience, especially somebody that's their senior year of high school. They're going through a whole lot of changes and going to college and leaving home for the first time. This would be a great book for them. Just this was not for me. Next up I finished Alpha Dragon's Cat. This is one of my other favorite books of the month. This is the 5th game in the Dragon Fate games series, and it was so much fun. Alaric and Jade are just hilarious. They have instant connection, and this was so much fun, and it was very hilarious, and I was laughing and giggling to myself the entire time I was reading it. This got a 4 to 5 stars, and I would highly recommend this series. Next up I had my second DNF for the month, and that was Providence Girls. This one came down to just some descriptions of things that I just could not handle. This one is an adult sapphic horror book, so just, keep an open mind when going into that. This was just very much not for me. So next up I read a couple of ebooks that are short stories that have been sitting on my Kindle for a while. The first one was The Night Porter. This was disappointing. This only got 2.5 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend this. It was very not great, and it definitely needed a round of editing because this was like a hot mess. Next up was Chasing Tan Lines. So this was also a short story that I had sitting on my Kindle for a while. This is a short story set in the Squad Goals series by Willow Thomas. This was really fun. This is following 2 mechanics, and one is older and the boss and the owner of the mechanic shop. The other is probably 10 to 12 years younger than him, and he has a major crush on his boss, and it's them just figuring out how to deal with a workplace romance, but also being very hardcore golden retrievers and just all up in each other's business all the time. Very cute. This got 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I'm really excited to dive into the series. And now we're on to the books that I'm currently reading as of filming this video, the first of which is Oak King, Holly King. This one is really good. It's just a very slow building story. I'm only about 100 pages in so far. It's really good. I love the characters, but it's a very slow build. of the story so far. Definitely really enjoying it though. The other book that I'm currently reading as of filming this video is A Fairy of Bones and Gold. This is fantastic so far. I would say you'd probably like this if you like the Tarot Sequence or the Adam Binder series. This is like urban fantasy on steroids. It's fantastic. There's a lot of mythology and vampires, werewolves, mages, all fun things in it. I'm about 25% in and it is fantastic. And then the last book that I'm definitely going to get to before the end of the month is going to be The Dangerous Convenience Store Volume 2. I just haven't gotten to this. I still have about a week before the end of the month as of filming this video, so keep an eye out for a review for this one on my Instagram or Goodreads or Storygraph. All of those are linked down below. But yeah, that's what I read this month. My favorite was definitely Line Drive, and at this point probably it's A Fairy of Bones and Gold. That's sitting right at, I don't want to give it a star rating yet, but like it's definitely one that I like so far. What have you guys read this month? Did you have a favorite book? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!